Hey everybody, I'm Norris with the Norris Group. It is February 1st of 2019, and there is a telenovela going on between the state of California and Huntington Beach, and I can't wait to tell you about it on this week's Real Estate Headline Roundup. Let's get to it. Up on the radio show and podcast, thanks to your feedback, we've decided to redo my show with John Aronson. We have re-released last week and this week's show on accessory dwelling units. Thank you for those who gave us feedback on YouTube. We have fixed the sound. So this week you're going to hear a lot about accessory dwelling units, how it started, the difference between an ADU and a JADU, some issues that investors are running into, financing issues, specific issues with cities, and more regulation coming, and we'll talk about more about that in just a second. In 20 cities across the U.S., home prices saw the least increase in 4 years. The National Association of Realtors reported pending home sales decreased 2.2% in December. Adam Data said sellers are walking away with $61,000 of profit off recent sales, and the last time we've seen those kind of numbers was way back in 2006. And mortgage rates increased this week with 30-year rates now at 4.46% and 15-year rates at 3.89. Looks like they are trying to make hotels available in the most unusual space, literally. Space may be becoming the final frontier for hotel rooms, apparently. You heard that right. By 2021, billionaire hotel mogul Robert Bigelow hopes people will be able to spend their night in space in their space pods. Another group, Orion Span, is hoping to have a monopoly on the luxury space hotel market. They are currently working on fully modular space station known as the Aurora Station that will function as a hotel in space and can accommodate 6 people for a 12-day journey that starts for a cool $9.5 million per person. Sounds like a deal? Expect to see it on Expedia. Microsoft is investing $500 million into Seattle's affordable housing and homelessness issues. The investment will occur through the partnership with builders who will have access to below market loans. $225 million will be aimed at households that make $62,000 to $124,000 in annual income. The other $250 million will be aimed at those who make less. And of course, there is a pool of money for homelessness issues. What'll be interesting to see if Microsoft will force builders to insert smart home technology and their assistant Cortana. No mention of that. I'm just curious if that will end up happening. And how fast will builders jump on board to take advantage of this opportunity? We will have to wait and see. Business Insider had an article this weekend featuring the CEO of Redfin, Glenn Kelman, saying that the Super Bowl weekend is not just about football, it's actually where industry insiders get to tell if real estate is going to be a touchdown in the year ahead or a foul. So while you're watching the game, enjoying some chips, industry insiders are checking out metrics the following week to find out if offers are coming in and home showings are going up to know how the rest of the year is going to play out. I did not know this. A recent Treasury and IRS ruling clarifies the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and is being lauded as a big win for real estate investors. So about 90% of the U.S. businesses are pass-through entities rather than corporations, making the policy originally as it was written not as beneficial to business owners. Well, real estate agents and brokers who are not employees but operate under sole proprietorships, owners of partnerships, corporations, or LLCs are eligible for the new deductions, which can be up to 20%, including those with incomes over the threshold of $157,500 for single filers or $315,000 if you're filing jointly. The rule simplifies the process for landlords to make it easier for them to claim the new deductions. The safe harbor requires that you only need to be spending 250 hours for the year spent on maintaining and repairing property, collecting rent, doing all those things. That's like 5 hours a week. That's nothing. And the final rule also clarifies deduction rules for 1031 exchanges. So you have a lot to talk about with your tax advisor in 2019. 3,800 teams in 91 countries competed for a $1 million prize from Zillow to beat its current Zestimate algorithms for accuracy. Well, I think it's Cha Nestimate was the winner. The team leveraged machine learning techniques to improve Zestimate's algorithm to be about $1,300 closer to the actual sales price, which now on average nationally ends up being around $10,000 off the sale price. So it's getting better. Insert eye rolls from all you realtors out there. I know how you're feeling about this. The state of California is suing Huntington Beach, and I find this fascinating, and I saw it coming, but I didn't know it was going to go this way. Governor Governor Gavin Newsom announced the suit, saying that the city is standing in the way of affordable housing production and refusing to meet regional housing needs. He said the California Department of Housing and Community Development had attempted to work with the city and that they willfully refused to build affordable housing. Well, each city in the state of California has to meet specific housing goals, including affordable housing, because it's about the region and the overall economy, and everybody has to be housed. Or what was my favorite quote from a real estate radio show we did last year was from a nonprofit, the National Housing Group, that was talking about he wouldn't want to be along the coast if there was a major earthquake because all the emergency people lived in Temecula. That's a little uncomfortable. So you need people from all different walks of life being able to live in close proximity. Well, why would you want to care about this as a real estate investor? This is where it gets good. Here are 3 reasons real estate investors should really be paying attention to this as it unfolds. Number 1, Huntington Beach is not going to be the only city who is non-compliant. Actually, I think most cities are non-compliant. We really haven't been thinking about affordable housing, and guess what? A lot of builders haven't been building affordable housing because it doesn't pencil. Number 2, up until this week, it was thought that Gavin Newsom was positioning himself for a 2020 presidential run. He sort of squashed that rumor this week, but please, this is politics. We've all heard it before. If that's the case, it means that number 3 is going to be even juicier. If he decides that housing is going to be one of his key initiatives, it's going to make the accessory dwelling unit conversation oh so awesome. On the radio show, Senator Wachowski in November told us he wasn't done with regulation. They are none too happy that cities are overlaying school fees, utility fees, any fees that they can tack on to make a little bit of extra buck, because they are screwed when it comes to CalPERS and the retirement programs. Everybody's underfunded. Well, if they might not have a choice. They might have to change their own overlays and rules, either by the state forcing them to, or them having to rethink this because they're going to get sued by the state. Accessory dwelling is a way that they can meet those goals, but they're probably going to have to loosen up guidelines, specifically as it relates to the requirement of having one of the units to be owner occupied. So right now there are several cities, when you're trying to build a granny flat or accessory dwelling unit, one of the properties you are going to have to live in personally, and a lot of investors are like, well, that doesn't make sense. And investors are the people who should be building these things because we get it. And affordable housing, it doesn't just mean affordable to buy, it means affordable to rent. So I am watching this. What do you think is going to happen? If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video, and if we miss something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. We've got a ton of upcoming speaking events. September 6th, you're going to catch me at the Inland Valley Association of Realtors. I'll be doing a market update, but more around marketing and real estate and trends in demographics. That's going to be at IVAR. September 12th, Bruce is going to be on the road doing 10 decisions real estate investors need to make before the next downturn, and that's going to be in the Coachella Valley. March 5th, the 10 decisions, we'll be doing that OC Phoebe. And March 6th, we'll be doing the 10 decisions to make before the next downturn at the Inland Valley Association of Realtors. We have just changed all of our hard money loans. You may have not heard, but our fix and flip rates have changed across the board for both the state of California and Florida. If you're looking for the after repair value up to 70% of ARV max, that rate is now 9.9%. If you can prove that you're an experienced investor, the points are very low, actually just 1. So you can call and find out how that might apply to you. And our 8.9% rate stays the same, but the points change depending on your experience. So for more information on hard money loans, check out thenorrisgroup.com and hit that hard money tab. And for more information on passive investing with notes, hit the invest tab. With that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.